Oscar Bevis, IFL TV, proudly sponsored by Blast here in Stratford. It's fight week for Brave and Chapman, finally. Fight week, a bit windy up here in Stratford, but yeah, how's things?
Yeah, I'm feeling good. Excited to get in the ring on Friday. Obviously had a little 3-week, delay. But do you know what? After a day of sulking, we worked really hard, and actually coming into this one, I'm fitter and stronger than I would have been anyway. So it's all good in hindsight, isn't it? But yeah, I'm excited. Put on a show on Friday night.
Yeah, I was going to say, I bet there was a little bit of sulking, which you can't be blamed for, because the fact that it's your Queensberry and BT debut, there would have been more excitement, I suppose, than perhaps the previous two fights.
Yeah, definitely. It was, I haven't been in the ring for a while as well. I was excited to get my first one in for this year. And like you say, first one with Frank and Queensberry, being on BT Sport. Obviously finding out on the Monday before the fight, you're starting to prepare then, aren't you? Getting ready for fight night. So yeah, it felt a bit disappointing because at first you didn't know how long the delay was going to be for. Was it going to be like a whole camp's length? Was it going to be a week's time, 2 weeks? So when we got the date, obviously one day sort of sulking, still turned up to the gym, but we didn't really get a lot of work done, I'm not going to lie. And then back on it again the next day, just till we heard what date it was, and then we got going. But no, I felt good, and I'm feeling really good and ready to go.
And I think this is quite an important move, not just obviously for yourself and fighting on TV, but for BT and Queensberry as well. This is kind of the first female fighter you are that they're going to back and back heavily, and I suppose that's an exciting opportunity for you. There's promotional companies out there who have a lot of female fighters, so there's always going to be a pecking order. But I suppose you are Queensberry and BT's sort of sole star female fighter.
Yeah, that's that was like a big draw, going with Queensberry, and having BT Sport as the platform. It's another big platform, which doesn't have any females on. So being sort of the first at the moment, obviously after Nicola, they haven't had any since, and so yeah, that's just a great opportunity, and I wanted to grab it with both hands. And like you say, a lot of other platforms can have a lot of girls, and you can get sort of left behind sometimes, or you don't always get the chance to have all those opportunities because they've got to get so many other people on. So being the only one, hopefully those opportunities will be a lot easier to grab.
Well, you've tasted pretty much everything after Friday as well. You've done Matchroom, Steffi Ball show, now a BT show. You've done the promotional round, so you would have done after 3 fights.
I know, which is pretty crazy.
You've got a sample of it all, yeah.
Which is pretty crazy. I mean, I still got to do fight night yet, and then I've sampled it all, but I think it was definitely the right choice to do. Something that we'd thought about from when I first turned over, and Steffi obviously made that happen. And I'm really happy, and I've been treated really well, and by BT as well as Queensberry have both really sort of got right behind me, which is amazing, and just shows that how much they believe in me and what I can do and what I can achieve. And having all these people with that belief just makes me want to really show what I can do and go in and do what I do best, and really sort of solidify that belief in myself.
Well, I know from interviews we've done in the past, for you, it's obviously all about what you do in the ring. You want to go in there, you want to look good, and you want to hurt people, essentially. But from a profile side of things, I suppose maybe it's more important for you than a male fighter starting out, because that's the way to get to superstar status. Look, if you're a good fighter, you will get places. That's how boxing works. But the profile thing is kind of almost as important.
Yeah, I think so. Having it all, you need it all, don't you? Because as much as it's about the boxing, there's still, like what we're doing now, there's still the media side. You still need to be able to have that sort of sellability, like likability. You can be a good boxer, but people might not like watching your fights.
It's the moneymaker, isn't it?
Yeah.
The profile's the moneymaker, really.
Yeah. So I definitely, I know I'm strong and I can get knockouts, and I'm not going to go in and look for that. But if it's there and it happens, I'm going to go for it. And I'm not here to tippy tap and run around and point score. I'm like you say, it's the hurt business, and that's what I want to do.
We look forward to seeing you do that, of course. Is there kind of not a debut feel to this, but because it's kind of now you're settled in your place with BT and Queensberry, is there kind of a little bit of a debut feel, although it is your third fight?
Yeah, definitely. There is and there isn't. Like, I think now it's my third one, I have a lot more sort of confidence in myself. I kind of know how it works a bit more now. Although it does feel like I've sort of had 3 debuts with my pro fights, which is exciting. Not a lot of people get to experience that kind of thing. So, no, there'll be a lot more pressure on it, like a debut. But I'm just excited and can't wait to be on this platform.
See, I know it'll be tunnel vision for 48 hours time, but in terms of a plan, when you sat down and spoke about your future with BT and Queensberry, was it kind of something you wanted to map out, or is it just, look, let me fight and let's just kind of see how it rolls? Because obviously boxing is unpredictable at the time.
Yeah, and I think, I've got a good manager in Steffi Ball, good promoter in Frank, and where they see my career going and where they want to push me to, I'll trust their judgment. For me, it's just I want to fight. I'm a fighter, so get me the fights, and I'll fight whoever you put in front of me.
Well, I know that because I remember you called out Heather Hardy before you had your first fight, right on IFL TV. One thing I do want to talk about, which feels like quite a while ago now actually, but Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano, I have to mention that. Yeah. So special, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was such a special night, and it just goes to show like the leaps and bounds like women's boxing has made really in a short space of time, and it just makes you where this will go in the future, and just knows that like people like me, that's something that you can realistically have as a goal for what you can achieve. So yeah, super exciting fight, and obviously, like I said on our last RFO interview, Amanda Serrano is someone I've always targeted because she's got 2 of the world title weights at the weight I'm in, and for me, everything that I'm doing is just to get me to that world title shot. Every fight I'm doing is just that stepping stone there. So yeah, it's really exciting, and women's boxing is just booming at the moment.
Yeah, it's absolutely flying, and we look forward to seeing your Queensberry and BT debut on Friday night. Thank you very much for giving me so much time. Can I mention, I know this is going to sound weird, can we show, are they the trainers I saw on Instagram? Yeah. Can you show the camera? Can we, go on, yeah, take it off.
I ain't that flexible.
Even got personalised trainers. That is superstar
right,
status. That is superstar status. Are you still working at what was it before actually we spoke about? The brick, are you still doing the brickyard?
Yeah, so obviously since it's been fight camps, I've not done as much there, but I am still down the brickyard. I always go and show my face, and maybe after this fight, if I have a bit more time between now and my next one, I'll do a few more shifts making some bricks.
That's it, Raven Chapman, the working class hero. Yeah. Raven, pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks, Oscar.
Welcome, Team Everlast, to the Team Everlast Fitness app. Download the Everlast Fitness app and find your greatness within.